Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So today I have for you a deck that I kind of used a little bit during the stream. For those of you that were able to catch the stream, I'm sure you remember it. Is using the new Worm cards. It's basically a control deck, and one of the main focuses of the deck is this card right here, Medusa Worm, which once per turn you can flip this card into face down position. When this card is flip summoned, destroy one monster on your opponent's side of the field. So it's very good. I run two of them. Looking back, I think three would be good as well, but two was working for me because I was running restart. Basically what you want to do with this deck is you want to open up with Medusa Worm, and you want to have a feint plan. That way you can protect it for one turn, then during your turn you flip summon it, destroy the monster, and that's that. The rest of the deck is the rest of the spells and traps, I should say, are basically protection. We have one floodgate trap hole, which I really like. I only have one. I would run two if I have another one, and then three enemy controllers, again just to protect or worms while face down, so that we can get their effects during the flip summon. I also run one worm call, which it's a good card, but it could definitely be cut. It doesn't work with Medusa Worm because it only works with reptile type worm monsters, and unfortunately Medusa Worm, which is the best worm in my opinion, just happens to be a rock, so it doesn't synergize right there. We run one worm Cartaros, and we only run one of them because we're only going to use it to search one of our other monsters. So basically you could replace him with either a third Tentacles, you know, a second worm Barsus, maybe a second worm Dimicles. I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, so just one of them, kind of like a toolbox. When you get it, you know, you draw whatever you need for this specific situation. We run two Worm Apocalypse, which when flips destroys a spell or trap card on the field. It is a mandatory effect, so if your opponent does not have a spell or trap card, you will destroy your own if you have any. So keep that in mind when you use this card. And then we have two of the Worm Aerokin. He is just here because he's a big monster, pretty much. This is 24. He can't be special summon, which kind of sucks, but other than that, you know, it has a good attack, and it's a 1 tribute worm monster. That's basically it. I wasn't sure about the big reptile boss. You could throw it in this deck and it probably would work. I just didn't do it in the original build, and that's why I don't have it here. I don't want to show you guys a deck that I don't have gameplay for, so because I didn't have it on the gameplay, I didn't add it, but it should work. The only card that it doesn't synergize with is Medusa Worm. In the extra deck, I'm running one Worm Zero just because it's a worm card, but I don't run any polymerization or anything, so it's just there to be there. If my opponent were to have a fusion gate, I guess I could in theory use it, but I don't know. I might build a deck around the around the fusion itself, but for right now this is what my build for the worms was. So we didn't go over Worm Barsus. He can flip summon a monster when it's normal summon. That's basically all he does. You can pick your opponent's monster, so if they have a face down monster, you know, you can flip it and see what it is before you attack into it. This is just a 1700 beater, that's why it's in here. If you can protect it for one turn and then flip summon it, it'll gain 300 attack and defense. The important thing is that if your opponent attacks it face down, the damage calc will happen before his effect resolves. So don't think that you can set this and then when your opponent attacks it, it's gonna be 1700. It's gonna stay at 1400. If it survives, it'll go to 17. If it doesn't, it's gonna get destroyed. And then Worm Tentacles is a really good card. Once per turn, you can remove from play one reptile worm monster in your graveyard to allow this card to attack twice during the same battle phase. So this card helped me finish a lot of games. one of the strongest feels you can have is when you have a worm tentacles and then you have a Medusa worm and you have ways of protecting them, because your Medusa is just gonna take care of whatever monster your opponent has, and then from there you can attack twice with worm tentacles, essentially finishing the game. So let's go ahead and show you some replays. Sorry I stopped for a second, I wasn't sure I was recording and then I had to check real quick. But let's get into these replays. It kind of plays a little bit like statue control, so it can be annoying going up against it. But for me, it was fun just because I felt like I was trolling people.
Duel.
So here we're going up against a Yugi, and he immediately goes for Silent Magician, goes all out. I don't blame him. Silent Magician level 8 is a great card, and it's hard to out in most decks. However, in this deck, we can deal with it pretty easily. We just activate our Feint Plan to protect our Medusa worm, flip the Medusa worm, and destroy it. And I believe I have another Feint. Oh, I have Floodgate Trap Hole, so that's another card that I can protect, my monsters with. So when he summons the Silent Magician, I just Floodgate it so that he can use Level Up on it. Flip my Apocalypse, destroy the back row, and then flip my Medusa worm to destroy the monster. I don't have anything to banish, so I can't finish the game right there. But he just rage quits after I dealt with both of his Silent Magicians. Pretty nice and easy win. We had a couple clutch games too during the stream, but I didn't save those replays so that if the people that caught the stream are watching this, they don't see the same content. Here we're going up against Kaiba. Peak performance Kaiba. And I go for a restart because my hand is really bad. Again, you want to see a Feint Plan, and you want to see your, what's it called? I forget what it's called. But I have a Feint Plan. I can flip summon this to make it 2000 attack and get over that dragon. And then I have my Worm Apocalypse for any back row if he said anything. So I decided to flip over the monster because I wanted to see what it was. I go for the Econ take and just end the game that way. So that's a pretty cool interaction with the Worm Barsus. If your opponent is trying to protect himself, you can flip it over. That way you can use your Econ and try to end the game. Another quick win. Let's go ahead and show you this next replay. And tomorrow we will be starting, or I will be starting, the new series of videos. It's gonna be I'm not 100% sure if the schedule is gonna be set like that, but I know tomorrow for sure you will be seeing episode 1 if you guys are interested. It's not Duel Links, but it's still Yu-Gi-Oh! And hopefully you guys watch it. So I just set my Apocalypse. I don't want to set any back row because I'm afraid of it being destroyed. I use my Feint Plan. Oh yeah, we're going up against Ice Bears. I remember this game. So I go for the back row immediately. It was a magic triangle, but it looked like he didn't have the 3 with different names. So I just Econ take, switch it to defense so I can draw 1 card. And then I go for the attack. I could have attacked twice, but I chose not to. I chose to wait. And he actually top decks the another triangle, which really sucks. But I have enemy controller, so before he's able to send it back to my hand, I just chain it to destroy the samurai of the Ice Barrier. And luckily for me, he doesn't crash. I feel like it was a misplay in his part, not crashing. I would have definitely crashed. This lets me tribute summon, and then he doesn't have anything for my 2400 beater. And I know that for a fact. He can only hope to get his 3rd triangle, and by then I have my Medusa worm. so I can just destroy whatever monsters he summons, pretty much winning the game. Nice and easy win against ice barriers, which I always enjoy beating. And we have a Rex Raptor next. So a lot of people had a bunch of ideas during the stream, and I was trying to write them down, and unfortunately I didn't. I kept getting distracted. So if you have any suggestions or requests for new decks with, you know, the new box Generation Next, please leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to get them. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. I know one of the big ones is Horus, and I really have to try, you know, to make it work better than it did on my stream. Not gonna spoil it for anyone that wants to go and watch the stream, but yeah, Horus needs some more work. So he makes the mistake of summoning before activating Sergeant Electro, which lets me protect my tentacles and flip that monster. I then flip some of my Medusa Worm, destroying the Sergeant Electro. I try to go for the attack, but he does have the Windstorm. I have a feint plan, so I make the mistake of waiting until the battle step, and he's able to negate it with his Trap Jammer. But I have my Mirror Wall, so it kind of works out in a way, because otherwise my Mirror Wall would have been Trap Jammered. I pay for it so I can get over both of his monsters with the tribute summon that I did, Worm Erican. So I'm in a good spot because I paid for my Mirror Wall. He bluffs the trap, I don't care, and I just attack both of his monsters, and that pretty much gives me the win. So Mirror Wall came in pretty clutch after that semi-misplay of waiting until the battle step, but I just did not expect to see Trap Jammer. And then we'll go to our last duel. Again, this deck is really fun. I definitely recommend you guys try it, and you know, if you come up with any better build or you know, any suggestions to improve this deck, definitely let me know, because it's really fun. I'm gonna be using it a lot in future streams, hopefully, just because I really enjoy it. I like the way it plays. So here I have my Medusa Worm. He tries to go for the Twin Barrel, doesn't target my monster but my face down, so I just chain it in case he gets destroyed. And I wanted to protect my Medusa Worm anyway, so that works out. I flip over the Medusa Worm, destroy it, start getting in for some damage. He goes for Kaiba, man. I thought about Econ Take, but I figured if that's a Champion's Vigilance, I still have my Mirror Wall. Unfortunately, he does have Stamping Destruction. So had that been a Champion's Vigilance right there, I would have lost the game. Luckily for me, it wasn't, and I'm able to destroy the Blue Eyes with Medusa Worm. I have another feint plan, but I have enough damage to just finish the game. Again, when you open up with Medusa Worm and you have a means to protect it in the shape of enemy controller, Floodgate, Trap Hole, or a feint plan, you're pretty much good. I mean, you're gonna be able to destroy a monster every turn, and you know, just attack your opponent directly. So there's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing it. Definitely try it out. Like I said, if you can, it's very cheap. I mean, Floodgate, you know, you can substitute a Windstorm. Mirror Wall is not really needed here. Everything else is rare or under. Should be very accessible for most of you guys. So if you try it out, let me know how it worked out for you. Again, Medusa Worm, the MVP. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. Link will be in the description. And until next time.